Everybody has been outmaneuvering President Obama and this administration on every issue relating to foreign policy, particularly in the Middle East. We're playing checkers against the people who invented chess, and they're beating us at every move.
Alan Dershowitz, who voted for President Obama twice, doesn't agree with the administration's foreign policy. You heard him right there saying the president is being outmaneuvered in the Middle East as a result of Russia stepping up its support of Syria and its leader, Bashar al-Assad. But will Russia's involvement help or hinder the fight against ISIS? To talk about this, we welcome into our Newsmax newsroom the former CIA analyst Lisa Ruth. And joining us from Newsmax Washington, the former chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, Pete Hoekstra, who's also the Shillman Senior Fellow at the Investigative Project on Terrorism. Welcome to you both. Mr. Chairman, let me start with you. Your reaction to hearing that kind of assessment from Alan Dershowitz. Is he on target?
Amen. Isn't it wonderful when people speak with clarity and you know exactly where they stand? I couldn't agree with him more. We're being we're being outmaneuvered throughout the Middle East, whether it's Yemen, Egypt, Libya, Syria, Iraq. We're being outmaneuvered. There's a vacuum there. Russia strategically is moving in to fill that vacuum. It's going to complicate, I think, America's activities, whatever those may be, whatever America's strategy may be in that part of the world.
So let's turn to the former CIA analyst Lisa Ruth and get her analysis. Pete just mentioned a vacuum. Are we going to see our traditional allies, whether in the Middle East or in Europe, now move closer to Russia because of this repositioning by Putin?
In many ways, we already have. Take a look at Egypt. You've already got Russia starting to play a role in Egypt, where we have been the dominant player for a very, very long time. And it absolutely is a case where when there isn't leadership, you know, who knows what will happen. But luckily, Putin's willing to step up and take that role. And I do believe that that could happen. I do believe we are going to start to see this change. And I think we actually already are seeing the change.
About 3 minutes remain. Pete, what are the dangers for the United States and our national security in allowing Russia to take on this leadership role in the Mideast?
Well, what it does is it strengthens Russia's proxies, whether it's Iran, whether it's Syria. It also invites more meddling in different parts of the world. When you are not respected, when you are not feared, you create a degree of uncertainty by those who would challenge you. So Putin sees this uncertainty, he sees these openings, and the question is, will he at some point just go too far? We're not speaking clearly, we're not setting up boundaries for Russia or other challenges to American leadership.
This morning, Secretary of State John Kerry appeared on MSNBC's Morning Joe discussing the United States, Russia, and the fight against ISIS. Take a listen to this, and then we'll ask for your reaction.
Could you envision the United States and Russia in some form of an alliance down the road against ISIL together?
Providing there, and this is on the table, if you can resolve this transition of Assad, that is absolutely possible. But you have to have a clarity for everybody about the way forward.
A clarity that seems to be lacking. Lisa Ruth, your reaction?
The first thing is, again, we're working with Iran against ISIS, so hey, why not Russia? But, you know, I think it's also important to remember, it's not just that we're allowing Russia to go in here. Russia doesn't have necessarily the same goals as we do, although you could argue we don't know what our goals are right now. You know, this is someone... Putin is looking out for his strategic interests, and what we are doing is ceding our strategic interests while he steps in. So I think it's a little bit dangerous.
Pete, you want to comment on this?
I was just going to say, you know, the Secretary of State is talking about, you know, where do we go, and we have to have clarity in that we need to get rid of Bashar al-Assad. But, you know, we've not laid out a path as to how that's going to happen or what there would be after Assad. You know, this is the same problem we had in Yemen, Egypt, and Libya. We removed existing governments or helped facilitate that and didn't have a plan for what happens next. It's the same thing here in Syria.
Final 45 seconds, quick answer from you both. The Obama administration is planning to shut down the remaining American-owned uranium plant in the United States. And Lisa, you mentioned earlier going forward with that Iran nuclear agreement. Should we be shutting that plant down? 15 seconds to you both. First to you, Lisa.
A very quick thing is it does eliminate our ability to produce uranium. It also is ironic, if it doesn't hurt our ability to produce uranium, which is what they're saying, then why would it hurt Iran? I think it's a mistake.
What about it, Pete?
Speak with clarity. It's a mistake. I agree with Lisa.
All right. We will leave it there. Lisa Ruth, Pete Hoekstra, we thank you very much for your time here on Newsmax Prime. Well, you heard what our intelligence experts had to say. What's your reaction? We'd love to hear from you. Send your comments to newsmaxtv.com/comments. We'll be back.